Okay, let me go down to invite. Copied. Okay, see if it kicked me out. Make sure I'm in. Yep, I'm in. Just waiting on Christy. Let's see. Hi, Eagle. How are you, love? Christy's gonna come on. She said she's been watching that case with the missing Heidi. I don't know how to say the last name. Is it Brazard? Brazard? I just sent you the link in Hangouts, Christy. I was telling her I had some questions about it because I haven't seen, like, I've heard people say different things, but and when I go to look for it to hear it myself. Hi, Lily. How are you? Damn phone. It's okay, Lily. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see. Let me plug in my phone. Already plugged in. Cool. So I'll just look for her. Hi,
Hello.
Christy. How
Can you
are
hear
you?
me?
Yeah,
Just fine. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
I usually don't get too many in. Hi,
That's good
Denise.
chats, though.
Yeah, I don't. It does. Yeah, I'm good. So you've been keeping up on this case, huh?
Yes. Um, I just think it's very, very odd. There's a lot of stuff that I'm sorry, but if you was supposed to pick up your kids and you didn't go pick up your child, would your husband not like call you and say, where are you at? Wouldn't he at least be a little bit concerned? My daughter's coming in, bringing in groceries. Is that too loud?
No, it's
Can you
fine for
hear
me.
it? Okay. But, you know, wouldn't if you didn't show up to pick your child, how long would your husband wait before he said, "Hey, what's your problem? Where was you at?" You
Um,
know?
yeah, pretty much right away, especially when they're young. And I was saying, I know sometimes we do get, as moms, we get sidetracked, like, oh shit, they're early out today, and I get that.
Right.
For mom to just not at all is what's weird.
And they apparently had a rocky relationship.
Okay.
And you know me. I mean, I know me. If my significant other, if we're having a rocky relationship and they didn't do something that they were supposed to, I'm going to take that opportunity to bitch about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to I'm going to go, "Hey, you told me you was going to pick up the kid. Where are you
Yeah.
at?"
Especially when it comes to the kids.
Right. And especially when I was, which I'm 45 now, and especially when I was 33 and I felt like, I had other opportunities to, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You you're still young. You can still, you know, you're not, I don't know. I find that very suspicious, you know.
I was just looking too. There were 3 stories to her apartment,
Yes.
and nobody lived on
Didn't they live in the second floor though?
it. Maybe. I thought they said lived 2 below her, or what, the one I was just watching, or 2 above her, or 2 below her, or something. I guess, but they were searching hit, because they checked everyone's apartments around there. But how could nobody hear anything if I'm? It's just so. What did she not take anything?
The cell phone, her keys, and the baby.
Supposedly, right?
And right. Okay, but I tell you something. Okay, this is just something that came out
I
in
think
on a YouTube
it's yeah.
channel that I was watching. Yes, baby blues, it's me. Um, they said, okay, I don't know exactly where her family's from. Do you know where her family's from exactly? Are they from Louisiana?
I thought I read somewhere that they were coming from Louis that they had gone from Louisiana to Texas.
Okay. She had told of which this was in the news too. This was on I think it was Crime Online. She had told a friend earlier this summer that she was planning on moving to Kyle, Texas. A young mother that's pregnant and has a 6 year old. Why was she moving to Kyle, Texas?
And it was like 40 minutes from the school, right?
Well, I don't know how far it was from her school, but a young mother don't. You're either going to have a job, a family, friend, a significant other. A young mother is going to move because there's another opportunity. She's either going to move back to her family or either you're moving to escape something and you
Yeah.
want to totally be away from everything.
Yeah. Just
Isn't
crazy.
that kind of strange?
Yeah, it is strange. The whole thing is just unless someone abducted her, you know what I mean? That's the scary part. If someone
Well,
just
does anybody know where the other person that she was supposed to have the baby by, where he was from? He
see, I
wasn't
don't
from
know
Kyle,
any of
Texas,
that.
was he?
I don't know any of that. I don't know a lot at all.
And something else that came out on one of the like YouTube channels that I was watching.
Uh-huh.
Okay, her parents are in town staying to help find her. They're not staying with the fiance.
No, they're not. No, he has a separate place, or does he live there with her?
He lived there with her.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this kind of makes me wonder, okay, are they which Chris Watts could have stayed at his house. I hate to bring up this,
I know.
but but I wonder if the police are searching the apartments and closets and everything of the apartment complex. They're going in people's apartments and searching them. How good have they searched his apartment?
I'm sure they have. I think they're just being tight-lipped. What do you think?
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm bad at this kind of stuff. I just there's a lot so much that I don't understand that I don't know about it to it, I guess. That's probably why.
I don't mean to I hate to regurgitate, but like I have watched this so much. There was an FBI agent, Dennis Frank, that did a news thing on CBS Austin, and he says these were his words. Um, he says that he didn't want anybody to jump to conclusions about kidnapping or anything because there had been no demands.
Mm,
And now this is a retired FBI agent,
okay.
and he was just on there reporting it. But if somebody kidnapped her for the baby, why would there be any demands?
Exactly. Exactly. And the FBI, they're pretty good about tracking everything. And I'm sure they were able to subpoena and get her phone records ASAP as well. And that will tell stuff as well, right? That will
Right. But they say that they don't think, he's like, he, he pretty well said he didn't believe she was kidnapped. Don't jump to conclusions, blah, blah, blah. But then there was a news reporter that was filming in the apartment complex, and they said they had never took her car in to check it. Her car is still sitting in the parking lot. And there is a grocery list on the dashboard. Who
What
makes a
the
grocery
hell?
list if they're planning on leaving?
Unless to throw somebody off. But no, you're right. Absolute. Damn it, my mom called and knocked me off speaker. Shit.
Oh,
It's not
I'm
to hold.
sorry.
No, it's not. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it back on speaker. I don't know how to get it back on speaker from here. Damn it. Ah, it's all right. I just have to hold it up to my ear. But yeah, yeah, that's so weird. And I know everyone's trying, saying to not compare it, of course, to Chris Watts, but I think all of us just have that. It's scary. It brings back
Right.
all those emotions.
And see, I don't remember them calling in the FBI. What is it? Child, the one
Abduction?
to search for kids. Yeah, the child abduction team.
Okay.
Do you remember them calling them in for Chris Watts?
I don't remember specifically. I just remember the dogs. That dog coming in. The hound,
And,
that lady brought her dog.
yeah.
Eagle said she's watching it on the news now. Any
Have they had
updates,
any
Eagle?
updates? And see, I don't remember them. I mean, I know they went from house to house with the Chris Watts case, but I don't remember them specifically going into people's homes and searching their closets and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember. Even in all the detailed reports, I don't remember hearing about. They just went door to door, neighborhood to neighborhood,
Right.
not. So what do you think? Like, what do you think? If anybody else wants to come up and talk about this that knows more than me, I'll put a link in the chat. You're welcome to come up. I have about an hour
Well,
to play.
there in our hometown, from where I'm from, I'm going to go ahead and dox myself. It's been, oh gosh, I can't remember how many years. Two houses up from my father, a woman named Kathy Michelle Coy, she was 33 at the time, befriended a little girl, 21, from Bowling Green. Befriended her on Facebook. And Kathy, I cut Kathy's husband's hair.
Okay.
And Kathy and her husband, because he don't want his name in the news at all, it never did come out, I don't think.
Yeah.
She was trying to get back together with him. He took the kids and left because she had some mental problems. Um, she told him she was pregnant. And she befriended him, or she befriended this little girl on Facebook and tried to help her. She knew she was struggling and she needed money and baby clothes and stuff. And right before Jamie Stice's due date, she abducted her with the lure of baby clothes and money,
Oh shit.
took her to a field, used a stun gun on her, and used a drywall knife and cut the baby out.
Oh no. Now
And
this
how
is the
she got
one
caught,
who's
yeah,
used to cut her husband's hair.
yeah, I used to cut her husband's hair. And how she got caught was that she got in her minivan, took her pants off, held the baby in her lap. But when she cut the baby out, she took the no, what it was, when she had the afterbirth and everything, she accidentally cut Jamie's female organs out.
Oh my god.
But what she done,
Holy
she got the
shit.
afterbirth and everything. She took her pants off and
Oh
sat
my
down on the
god.
afterbirth and everything in the van and drove to her friend's house to tell her that she had the baby herself.
Oh my
Called
gosh.
the- They took her to the hospital. When they took her to the hospital, the doctor that, before they even checked her, the doctor noticed that the female organs was in the afterbirth and she called the police.
And now this was your neighbor?
Well, she lived 2 houses up from my dad, but I cut her
Okay.
husband's hair.
Oh, wow.
Um, and that's
Sick.
the only reason she got caught, but the baby lived. The baby is still alive.
Oh,
Look on Jamie Stice, they actually have a Facebook page where they, um, it's like a memory of Jamie. I don't get on Facebook anymore.
yeah.
Jamie Stice was the little girl's name, and I don't know what the baby's name is, but they actually have a Facebook page where you can follow them.
Okay. Like the update on
The
the
boy,
baby.
yeah, he lives with the father, and her family's very involved with
Okay.
raising the baby. But Kathy, of course, got convicted of murder. I don't know what all. I know I followed the case some, but it was just kind of, she tried to get her 14-year-old to help kill this woman.
Oh my gosh. People are sick. Sick, sick, sick. Wow. And the
But
husband, like you said, he probably didn't even want to be, because he didn't do it. So he probably didn't want to
no,
be associated with her at all. Not even at that point to even knowing as being married to her. That is sick.
right. And like the first, when she pulled up to her friend's house, she told her friend to snap a picture of her and the baby and send to her husband, because that's what she was
Ah,
trying to use, was the baby
to
to
keep him.
keep him. But I mean, when this case come up, I'm kind of torn because I know how much that case, what happened there, and this is such a
Yeah.
small town,
Yeah.
and it could happen here, and how somebody that has no knowledge, she used a stun gun and a drywall knife
Wow.
to cut this baby out. So if a woman is that determined to have a baby, why would a woman not just kidnap another woman, you know,
That's pregnant, you
to,
mean? Or
yeah, like if, why would it, if a woman would go to that extent to have to get a baby,
uh-huh.
why would she befriend somebody that had a baby and kidnap them?
I see. Instead of just like a random, as opposed to just
Right,
random.
right. Wonder if it was one of her neighbors knocked on the door and said, "Hey, my son just collapsed. I need your help." She grabs the baby, she grabs her keys and her cell phone, and she goes to help her neighbor.
Wow. It's
You
crazy.
know,
Yeah. I just like,
I'm torn between that and him doing something to him.
yeah, I don't know. But of course, they're saying there's no persons of interest because I think they have to not, um, mess with any of the investigation, I guess. But I don't know.
Right.
Just, it's just scary. I
Welcome,
don't.
welcome, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. Welcome.
Well, you know,
Looks all kind of guilty in his mannerisms. Yeah, that's what.
see me
But
too.
yeah. But then you have people saying, don't compare it. Don't, I guess because we got conditioned to what Chris Watts did. And now we're knowing what we know now and then looking at the dad. And then I watched John Crimes and I love to watch him because he's really good at what he does. And he was even saying that, I think he was saying, I didn't get to finish it, but I think he was even saying, like, we can't compare it. We can't
Like,
compare. Like,
right.
he said it was different.
But I kind of think about like what I've kind of compared to is like, okay, well, in that case, they kind of knew Chris was guilty. So I don't remember them calling in the child abduction team. I don't remember them searching neighbors' houses so much.
Yeah.
So that makes me kind of think, well, maybe they think that she's either, I don't see her hiding out on her own. Why wouldn't she contact a friend or a family member? Not to
Right.
worry, not to if you was wanting to hide from somebody, you're not going to want the police searching for you if you're running from your ex.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And they
so I
said she
don't
would
see her
never have
living on
left.
her own.
that she would have never have left the oldest one either, as much as she loved that child. But then again, too, what about postpartum? I know sometimes postpartum can make you
See,
do
I've
some
thought about that,
crazy shit.
but somebody would surely see her walking down the road,
Very,
or,
yeah,
you know, there would be some kind of, you're not going to walk down the road in the middle of the day. And see, this is what I'm kind of wondering around that apartment complex. Did buses run? Did, did the school kids get picked up by buses? Did none of them not see a thing? Her coming in and out,
yeah.
nothing. But,
And and
and
two, if she had just given birth, did she, if she sometimes women bleed for 2 weeks after. How are her sanitary
right,
napkins? Is she breastfeeding? Did she take breast pads with her? Did she? That's to another thing to look for as well, I guess. Is she? Because too, what if she had C-section? She's still healing to be going up
right.
and down those steps.
Well, see, a C-section too, I got to wondering about that. Did they know for sure that he went to work? Because you're not supposed to drive for 6 weeks after. I tried to drive 3 weeks out from a C-section. I got to the end of my driveway and I had to walk back
Yeah.
because I couldn't, because they cut your, I guess, your muscles. I
Hmm.
couldn't turn the
Yeah.
car. And so I put it in park and stopped because I was like
Hmm.
in tears. And I'm like, do they know for sure that she drove herself to the school to drop off the kid?
That's
Have
what I
they
was
spoke to the
thinking.
child?
She must have though. I bet you. See, and then someone had a picture of her where she's in red, I think, or burgundy. Where was I don't even know where that
Purple,
picture
purple,
was taken. Oh, was it purple? See, I'm so bad. I don't even know where
purple,
that
and
picture
it was
was
at the
taken.
school.
She must have had baby vaginally because she's already carrying the carrier and helping the little boy get in and out of the car. Maybe the older one. I'm thinking
Yeah,
maybe vaginally because there's no way she could do those stairs with the baby carrier that early. Not supposed to be anyway. She's gonna hurt her. She would hurt herself.
yeah.
I agree,
Well, I
Tanya.
just,
She said his body language is just off, but their interview was the craziest I had ever saw. Ockham's razor that in explaining a thing, no more assumptions should be made that are than necessary. The principles often invoked to defend reductionism or nominalism. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And we're just talking about it. We're just because I don't even know much about it. I haven't really researched it too much. Human trafficking is real and so close to the border. That's true. But
it's getting bad everywhere.
like you were saying though, Christy, if there were buses running around there, were there, what was going on around there, how nobody could see anything.
Right. And, he said that she had friends at the complex. Why wouldn't you go if your girlfriend, if you were that close that you talked at lunch, you talked here, you talked there, and she didn't show back up to pick up the kid? Why wouldn't you go knock on the friend's door and say, hey, is
Have you?
she okay? Did she
Yeah,
fall asleep? And which, if he had came out and said, I came in from work, I took a shower, I fell asleep, I would have
yeah,
been, hey, I get that. I understand that. But when he sit there and says, well, I was there,
yeah.
but I just went and got the kid. No, any man, and men, and nothing about it, but any man that's going to have to, you know, go get the kid when you say you're going to pick them up, they're going to be a little bit perturbed. They're going to say,
Yeah.
what the heck
Like
was you
what's going
doing?
on? Yeah, what are you doing?
Are you
Hey,
cheating on
Nary.
me?
Hopefully, I hope
They're
they
going to,
find him guilty sooner than later.
uh-oh, I can't hear you no more.
Did I knock myself out? Can you guys still hear me? Let me go. Are you there?
Yes, now I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
I just
Okay. Eagle said
okay.
barely. It's because I'm not on speaker. When someone calls, it knocks me off, and I don't know how to put it back on speaker. It's weird.
Hey everybody coming in. I'm chit chatting and not reading the chat much, so sorry. But
Hi,
they
Carla.
said,
How are you, hon?
they said her baby possibly couldn't be this guy's. Any guy who, if you've had a significant other that's cheating and she goes missing for an amount of time, is he not going to wonder if she's cheating and go looking?
Right, right. I agree. And didn't the friend, one of the close friends, who's texting? One of the close friends had said that she was like you were saying, she was talking about moving to
Right.
his dad's house or something.
Well, they said Kyle, Texas. And I mean, I haven't looked her up on Facebook or anything. So I don't, that's what I was wondering. Was that other guy from Kyle, Texas? Was somebody she knew from Kyle, Texas? If her family was from Louisiana, why would she be, why wouldn't she either want to move back with them or just stay in the same town where the kid goes to school?
Yeah.
You know,
And did she have a
why?
job? Do you know?
Right. Well, she did work as a server at like Cracker Barrel. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like a big corporate job or something, or that you're going to get a job somewhere else,
Yeah.
you know, that there's a reason. That's, that's what I'm saying. A
Yeah.
woman that's a single mom and getting ready to have a baby, she was pregnant at the time, is not going to move somewhere else unless she has a reason to.
Right. Yeah, she's trying to get away from something. She don't want to live that close to it.
Right.
So I wonder when the lease is up on their apartment.
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question too.
And
Like
see,
when's
I don't know. I just feel like something's off with him. I do. Like I said, it's the not checking on her, not wondering where she is.
so they called him at 6. Now
At first,
that's their son together or previous?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
their son together. And the new baby, they said, was rumored not to be his, which men can take a baby, if they had a baby together and, the father wasn't going to be involved in the new baby, I can understand. Some men have that heart that they can raise another man's baby and there
My
not be a
dad
problem.
did. Yeah, my dad did, but they're old. They're old school
You know,
too, you know.
my husband was that way, and you know, it was which he's older, and you know, there's you never know the difference between which child is whose.
Yeah.
And until she got older, she never even knew. You know, that was
Yeah.
just the thing. But that's why I don't find that uh, odd. But there's just something I feel off about him.
Mhm. I agree. Yeah, I'm definitely like he's guilty as fuck. I'm like if he is, I just hope the damn FBI cuz they're supposed to be able to solve everything. Hey, Happy. He
Hey,
also said
Happy.
he also said she was a great mother and like Happy said was with the question mark. I agree
Yeah.
in the
And
past tense.
didn't he call his dad first before he called 911?
I don't know.
Why
That
would
I'm
you
not
call your,
sure.
that makes me feel like the dad knew a lot more about their relationship than he should,
Yeah, I agree.
you know.
Just crazy. I just pray it because I'm obsessing over it. And it's I think too because it's the holidays, it's a new baby, it's a new mom. It's come on, just as these days go by. just it gets the chances are less with each day.
But the mom and the fiance both said she would never leave voluntarily.
Wow.
They all
Yeah.
did agree that to that. And I mean, I hope I'm wrong about him. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's where we're all at. We hope we're wrong, but and that a lot of times the cops and all that will say different things to distract from
Well,
what they want us to lead
that
on to.
FBI, the FBI agent, that Dennis Frank, he said the police knows more than what they're saying, that they're just being tight-lipped.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. I've I would be leaning totally toward the ex doing something or the fiance doing something if it wasn't for them sending in the child abduction teams and them searching.
Yeah, exactly.
I would
And
be saying it was totally him.
I wouldn't have known about that child abduction team till you said it. Women and babies don't just disappear. You're right, Happy. Absolutely. And that's what I was saying. That's what we were talking about. I'm assuming she must have vaginal birth because, you know, she wouldn't be doing those stairs and lifting that carrier after 2 weeks from a C-section. And two, is she still bleeding? Does she take her pads with her? Is she nursing? Does she take the breast pads? I mean, not that that's going to tell all, but I
Right.
think if she left, I mean, unless she figured she could buy them, but at the same time, she's not going to want to bleed out all over if she's trying to run.
Nary, that's one thing that I thought of as a Scott Peterson case. And see,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
I
one.
don't think necessarily that I'm like her. I don't think it's necessarily a mistress,
Yes.
but you know, I wonder some of the stuff they haven't said. Okay, the guy said that she brought the diaper bag in. Okay, is she breastfeeding? Was there bottles in there? They've never said, she took the bottles out of the diaper
Yeah.
bag,
Oh, that's
or
right.
there
The
were bottles. Did
formula.
she take one with her? Yeah, did she take one with her? They've never told stuff like that. And I mean, I know men don't pay a lot of attention about stuff like that, but this guy said that this was her first day taking care and doing all this on her own. So I kind of assumed that maybe he had been apart, maybe stayed home the 2 weeks, that
Yeah.
maybe took off to stay with her. Well, did she have a stroller? Did she have,
Yeah.
if you're unless you're leaving somewhere in a hurry, like I said, neighbor knocked on the door and said somebody was choking to death or she needed help, you're not going to be packing the baby everywhere you go. You're
Yeah.
going to want some way, and you're going to take a diaper, a bottle, something, a
Yeah.
blanket,
Yeah, and
something.
it's cold there too, right?
Right.
Oh no, they said it's been like in the 80. Well, the one day was like in the 60s, and the next day I looked up the weather. And the next day was 80. I think I already said that, but I don't mean to repeat myself.
But I mean, even like even when you go out, you kind of cover up a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like if you go in
Absolutely, the
the door, you
newborn.
kind of, right. And, what kind of mother was she? Had she had the baby? When you have a newborn, usually for the first month, you don't get them out around other people.
Right.
People may come to visit you, but you don't get the baby out during cold season or during flu season.
Yeah, the more we're
You
talking,
kind
I think he
of,
is. I think he is. Eagle said, I'm happy with what kind of mom takes a child to school and then vanishes, not anyone I know of. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's something
exactly.
off.
And Eagle, if I don't know if you heard us, the news reporter said that her car was still in the parking lot and there was a grocery list like on the dashboard. What mom makes a grocery list if she's going to up and leave?
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
it
I
just
wonder,
it
did they
doesn't make
take his
sense.
vehicle? I wonder, because he would have had to got her out of there if he did something right, and probably in his vehicle or
Well, see,
hers.
they said he worked for the Unicorn Moving Company, but they've never really said, he had a truck that we just assumed because he said he went to work while she took the kid to school. We just assumed he has another vehicle. But does he drive the company truck home? What kind of truck does he drive home?
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
I didn't think of
and
that.
everybody says, well, he can't roll her up in a rug and pack her out without somebody seeing her. Well, apparently nobody even has noticed these people going in and out. How could, why would it not be any difference for him to pack her out in a rug if
Yeah.
nobody pays enough attention to know if she left or not?
Yeah. Eagle said, I'm also thinking the hubby slash boy toy. He drove a van, Jane said. So I wonder, have they
And
taken the
see,
van? I'm sure they have. They had to have.
well, see, they said, there was that letter or email or whatever that was put out to that YouTuber, um, that apparently it was the father of the baby. The news has not said a word about him, have they?
See, I haven't really seen any. I haven't watched too much. I've just watched here a little bit here and there on some of the YouTube, but I'm so damn ADHD. I don't stay in alive long enough to get all the facts. And then, or it starts going elsewhere and I just kind of click out and probably miss half of it. And then I've looked a little bit
Mhm.
on like YouTube, other things, and on Google, but I it's just saying the same thing. So I
I
hope,
just
Jane, do you
don't.
know, did they
I
check
don't
that
know.
van? Do you know, Jane? If anybody wants to come up and talk, this is my first time speaking on a crime, and I honestly, I don't even know half of it. So we're just shooting the shit on it. Hello, Sharon. Welcome.
Yeah, Tanya, that's the one that I'd watched. That guy has. I've gotten went to some of his lives. He talks a. He's the one that got the email
See, I don't know about
or letter or whatever. He was supposedly. It was apparently the guy that was the father of the baby
the Braun
sent
Moxley
this.
channel. That's a new channel for me too,
Yes,
Braun Moxley. Is that
he
someone that
sent.
talks about it? Thank you,
Yes, he is
Tanya.
actually from Kentucky too. I had found him on YouTube. And
Okay.
apparently, that's why I don't understand. Apparently, they had sent him this letter from the one that's supposedly the true father of the baby. And he had talked about the relationship being bad, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
And yes, he sent it to the police.
And
But
like Happy said,
then I'm
he's
kind
using
of wondering,
everything
yes,
past tense. Past tense verbs like was. He's using none of the present. But two, I also think, how would we act in those types of situations? I sure as hell
true.
think that I would be, just knowing my husband, he would be a mess. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm looking in the camera, on the side of the camera. Bottom line is, this is my wife. This is what the baby, this is blah, blah, blah. This is blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is, we need to figure out who did this. Let's figure out who, we just need your help. We need everybody's help.
Right. And I've been kind of thinking about it too, knowing your husband. If your husband went missing, you would kind of know that. I mean, this is awful to say, and forgive me for saying this, but I'm just going to say it. But like for knowing that your husband, if somebody if he was gone,
Uh-huh.
you know, for him to let you worry like that, he's probably dead. Because
Exactly.
he's not going to let you worry about him or something keep him away from his family. So you're going to kind of know in your heart that something bad has happened.
That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And he would know, even in, 25 years, I've never left. Okay, maybe gone to my mom's for a couple hours. My mom's like, you need to get back home to your husband. All right, I'm going. We don't want you here. Okay, fine. And then my mom, she's here. Okay, she's coming home. So, and I know not every relationship works that way, and I understand that, and that's okay. But like you're saying, yeah, the worrying. They wouldn't want to worry the other
Yeah,
person. Yeah, I just, God,
but
we
I
have
just keep going
questions,
back
girl.
to,
We need our questions answered.
but I just keep going back to the thing where if she was, I don't mean this bad, if she was considered a cheater to him,
Hmm.
if she's gone missing for 4 hours, you're going to be looking.
And to not pick up your child, that's the big red flag.
Yeah.
So the school called him and said, "Oh, child hasn't been picked up yet from daycare or the after
Well,
school
the
thing." I heard.
school went to after school, yes. And that's, yeah. You're not going to just go, if your husband said, "I'm going to pick up the kids from school," and they go to after school, you're not just going to go pick them up. You're going to be irritated no matter what the situation is,
Yeah,
or worried. First the irritation, you know, well, damn, he said he would get them. Where's he at?
yeah,
Or where's she at? First the irritation sets in, and then it's going to be like, oh my gosh, why did they not pick them up?
hmm,
You know, that's anybody's first reactions. And for him just to go get them and then be like, "Oh, well, hey dad, she's missing." Why use the words missing?
yeah. What about do you know how far the school was? I was thinking, well, maybe she walked. But then again, like you mentioned the stroller, maybe she walked, maybe it was nice out.
I figure that I took it that she drove because he said the car, first he said the purse was in the car. And so they made such a big deal over the car and the purse being in the car, and then him saying it was upstairs. Um, I took it that she took the car,
Okay.
and because they said the car seat was upstairs, and you know, and two, with an infant, and I was thinking this, in an infant, anywhere you go, even like if you was going, to a neighbor's house or something, and it was pre-planned, you're going to
Yeah.
take the car seat in case the baby goes to sleep. You just kind of let them sleep in the car seat.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a carrier.
Hmm. Even though they say now that that's really dangerous, but I mean that's obviously not our topic right now.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
no, you're right.
my baby's 15, so I mean, I'm still thinking back, baby.
Right. Things we
And
did
see,
that they
like
say are
Sharon,
all wrong now.
right, exactly. But mine survived. Mine
Yeah.
survived, y'all. Three of them. And I don't know. This guy was so. I just feel like this guy was a very controlling person in the relationship.
Yeah.
She called him to tell him she spent $25, and he said it, and then his words was I said it was okay. So if she was going to the neighbor's house, would she not call him and say, "Hey, hun, I'm going to the neighbors if you try to get a hold of me"?
Yeah.
I just
This is where I'll be
he
at.
seemed like a very controlling person, and I don't mean that bad. I mean just that he was the, I don't know,
The
the
upper hand in
dominant
the
one in the relationship.
situation.
Yes, relationship. And so she kind of let him know everything she did.
Yeah.
I'm making the kids lunches. Just got home. I spent $25. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it just seemed weird that
Hi,
he
Bling.
didn't know where she was.
Well,
Hey, Blink.
Sharon said it the school 10-minute drive. And then Happy said, I find it interesting. He said her phone was turned off. How does he know it's turned off? Maybe the battery died. How does he know it's turned off? Pretty much. Do you want to come up, Blink? Do you and I if anyone knows this case better than I do, because I'm not knowing what the hell I'm talking about right now, and I don't want to just throw out my my theories so much on it. What I'm thinking, just kind of discussing it. Let me know. I'll put the link.
And see, he had went to T-Mobile because some news broadcast had interviewed in front of the T-Mobile. That was the first. And see that, and Nary, that's another thing, like the controlling thing. The first thing he went to do was to go check the phone records. I want to know, with the phone records, did she have a lot of other people that she called? Is there somebody she might have been talking to? Uh oh, Dova, where'd you go? Uh oh, she ran from me. I get a weird feeling from this guy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be that way, but I get a very weird feeling from him that something was wrong, and that I hope I'm wrong, which I hope she comes back safe, that she just left, that something didn't, you know, that she just left to have a break, and that she comes back safely. No, Dova, we don't see you or hear you. See, I wondered about that eagle. And I mean, I kind of, though, I figured that he knew the phone was turned off is the reason why he was so happy to go get the phone records and find the, and then, like you said, happy, he said the phone was turned off. He didn't use the words, well, the phone battery must be dead, or something's happened to it. And I mean, I only know how I would react if it was my fiance or a loved one. Dova, are you going to be able to come back up? Did she put the link in the? Your phone's frozen. Yes, Happy, that's right. And he called his father apparently first before he called the police. And he used the words, she's missing, to his father. Not that she's left or something's, I mean, he's used the word she's missing. Not that I can't find out where she's at. Them, that's words you would be afraid to say. She's missing. And like I said, and something I thought was kind of weird, what person drives 30 minutes or an hour to work, and how many don't work 8-hour days? I mean, his job may be different, but I mean, that was a very, very short day to me. And and now, Happy, her keys were missing. The only thing that was missing was her phone, her keys, the baby, and her. Not even the diaper bag, not the car seat, nothing. Who's going to leave and not take their car or their purse, their cash, something? Yeah, see, that's what I'm kind of wondering, if he knew that they could track it, and that may be the reason the phone was turned off. I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe he's just slicker than he looks. And he may be, but I'm hoping, I shouldn't say I'm hoping. Um, um, the child abduction team, though, that they called in, but what makes me feel weird is when that retired FBI agent said, let's not jump to conclusions. There's been no ransom demands. They would, they could just want the baby. It's almost like that they know that she wasn't kidnapped or taken, that there was something else. So, Dova, are you going to be able to get it to work and come back up? Happy, is he dumber than a box of rocks? I mean, I look at him and I don't think nothing about the beanie pulled over his ears or, some news, somebody had said, oh, well, somebody's telling him what to say in his ear. He's got an earpiece in, is the reason why he's got, I don't think so. I think it's just that he may have ugly hair. Lily, that's what happens when I usually get on these. That's when everybody decides they want to talk to me. Otherwise, they just walk all the way around me until then. Dova, do you want me just to shut it down, or can I drop? Can I? What can I do to help? I feel bad, Dova. If I drop the link in the chat, will it work? Okay, well, I'll just kick myself off this one. And if you want to start a new one, go ahead. Sorry, everybody.
Can you guys hear me? I started it. I was able to go back in the same one. Let me put the link in, Christy. Let's see. Okay. See how that works. Can you guys hear me? That was so weird. My phone completely froze. That was strange. Okay. Hi, Tanya. Welcome. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jane, my love. Hope Lee is here. Lily, I think, yeah, she's here. Let's see if Christy, she's probably looking for a new stream. Does anyone have her number to text her? Maybe, hey, she's on the same one. She'll probably find it. Yeah, it's weird. It completely froze my phone and then I couldn't you have to click on the little box to get yourself back into the live and it wouldn't even move for me to get to it. Darn it. I like having both to do it. Does someone else want to? I don't want to be. You can come up, Christy. I don't mind. I can stay on for like 20 more minutes and my husband was asleep, so I'm able to, yeah, I have to act like I'm busy in about 20 minutes. Like I was productive today. Isn't it, Lily? I know, and she knows uh, quite a bit about this case. I don't know shit, so I'm just kind of trying to. I'm just asking her questions as I go along as well. But if anybody else would like to come up, did it go in? Oh yeah, it went in. Just being honest. I don't know shit, but shit about shit. Tanya, hello and happy holidays to you and your family. Yeah, Tanya, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome. We just kind of all hang out. We have a pretty good group. Give me 1 second. No worries. Yeah, I remember that damn. That's why I'm here on YouTube, because that damn Chris Watts case. And the first one that I went to was Molly Golightly. And from there, I just kind of fell in the rabbit hole. I'm sick, you guys. I'm just going to be listening. I may fall back to sleep. I had a high fever today. Oh, Kim, I hope you feel better. Adobe, this is how we learn new stuff from each. Exactly. And Jane asked if she could ask him a question. Try and get some rest. I have been here since. Oh, okay. The Connecticut. That's where the girl was at the hotel, I believe. I didn't know too much about that one. That one was another. They never solved that, did they, Tanya? I think that's one thing that we do all supposedly walked into a freezer. Ah, okay. Kim, are people mad at me? I just feel weird, Ella. But it could be. I don't know of anyone being mad at you, Jane. I haven't known you to do anything to get anyone upset with you or was ruled an accident. I so don't believe it. Okay. Let me let Christy in. There you are. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
You there, Christy?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
That page
Oh, she
doesn't have.
cannot hear me.
You there? You might, if you can't hear me, or because I can't hear you, Christy. You might have to go out and come back in again. Let's see. She'll come back in. No, I stayed. Yeah, I know, Jane. Absolutely. I don't see you stirring up shit ever. I think our little group, none of us, we just kind of stick to ourselves. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
I
I could hear
see
you
yours like
before.
I see you lighting up, but I must not be able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Interesting. Can't
Huh.
hear Christy.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, I hear you both. Let me go out and come back in. Let's see if that works.
Okay. I'm scared for her to leave because it's hard for her to
Okay. Can you
come
hear me
back
now?
up.
So weird. This damn StreamYard.
See, I can hear you
Ah,
fine.
crap. Let me try it again.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear Dova?
Let's see this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, crap.
Hey, let me try to leave and go out. Let me try it again
I can't
because
hear you. Shit. Christy could be cussing me out right now and I wouldn't even know. Okay, let me try it again. You there? What the hell is
Hello.
wrong with this thing?
Can you hear me? That is so
Yeah, I
weird.
can't hear. I see your little icon. Well, shit. Him, him to me. You got it, happy?
Stream.
You'll handle it? It's probably me. I'm a little crazy. It's okay, Jane. I am too. I think we are a little crazy. I can't hear Christy. Oh my gosh. I guess
Ah,
I better just end this. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe you know what I'll do? I'll probably come back on later. I'll get some dinner and stuff started around here and get my husband off to work and then I can come back on and play. Oh, sorry, this was good night. All sweet dreams until next time. Oh, Lily, I can hear you. Yeah, and I think she could hear me happy, but I couldn't hear her. Sorry, Christy. That's fine. I had a great time. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. And I know, like, swing your partner round and round. Do some square dancing. And I rebooted my phone too. So, okay, that's what I'll do, guys. I'll go ahead and get some stuff done. Look like I've been busy and get my husband's dinner started and get him off to work. But you guys have a good night, and I probably will be back on. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you, Christy, for coming up and answering questions and so forth for me. I'll see you guys after a while, okay? Bye.